In my previous video, I tried playing Warzone Resurgence with randoms, and it went better than expected. We actually ended up getting a win, which is pretty cool. But I was curious, what would it be like to play zombies in Black Ops 6 with randoms? Because back in the day, I used to play zombies with randoms all the time. Like Black Ops 2, not so much Black Ops 3, but like basically any zombies game before Black Ops 2. And there was two ways I could go about this. Either we go into standard, where, I feel like the results could possibly be more interesting, because then we'll see like, okay, is there pro players in here trying to camo grind? Is it just absolute noobs that have no idea what they're doing? Or do we go into directed? Because it literally says it's recommended for casual or new players. So is it more likely that we find more noobs in directed, just, you know, trying to go in here and complete the map just solely based off the game's recommendation? They're saying that it's recommended for casual or new players. Like, even though it's directed mode, which means that for me, it would be a lot easier, I feel like it would potentially be more interesting for the sake of the video just to see how newbie the players are that are trying to play with other randoms in directed mode to complete the quest. So that's what I think we're gonna do. If you guys would like to see a follow-up video where we go in and try to do standard just to see what kind of players are playing in the standard lobbies, I'd totally be down to do that, but I just first wanted to do directed to see how newbie the players are. And don't get it twisted, that's not me trying to dunk on anybody or make fun of anybody that could be considered a noob. We all started somewhere. I started with Call of Duty Finest Hour, that was my first Call of Duty, and once World of War came out, and I remember beating the campaign for the first time and discovering zombies, yeah, I sucked at it too. I was barely getting past round 10 for my first couple attempts. Alright, we finally got into a lobby. We're in here with Corona69, Lab 194022, or 1942, and Bobby Fire 183. So, again, since this is directed mode, I'm really curious to see, are the players going to be extra newbie? Are these pros that are trying to grind camos? Right off the rip, everybody seems to be at least somewhat decent at the game, you know, pretty competent movement. There isn't anybody doing the old walk and slowly, like, you know what I mean? Like, you've seen newbie players play before, you know what I mean, where they slowly walk, they look at something, they read it, they decide if they're gonna do it, they slowly turn, they walk away. But going back to what I was saying before, you know, we all start somewhere, and that starting place is so important because that is just a stepping stone before we all become, you know, like competent players that are good at the game. I feel like it's okay to poke fun at noobs just because it's like, okay, you know what, we were all there once, but I also don't condone anybody that genuinely tries to bully noobs or make them feel bad just because they're new at the game or new at a certain thing, you know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for my millions of round 5 to round 10 deaths on World of War, Nocturne, Toten, I wouldn't be here, you know, getting round 200, 300 plus here in Black Ops 6, because that's only like my record so far. I'm going for round 999 though. I'm doing that in the tomb right now, as well as reaching round 100 plus, or in the case of World of War, Shino Numa, you know, getting like round 10,000 plus in all those various maps. You know what I mean? Shino Numa, specifically on World of War high rounds, are absolutely insane because that map was the last one that had the 24 zombie per round cap, and when you combine that with the Wonder Waff, it's just insane. All right, we're officially at the round cap, which means that I'm gonna make the executive decision to open some doors so we don't just stay at round 3 indefinitely. How many kills everybody got so far? The 23, 17, 16. Okay, so the 17 was me. But everybody seems to know what they're doing so far, at least in terms of eliminations. That person has 0 critical kills, which is very worrisome unless they're using melee weapons, but so far, I'm surprised. Again, with directed mode, I wasn't sure because the game literally spells it out for you and says that this is recommended for casual or new players. I mean, you literally see Lab 1942 rocking out with the default Weaver skin that it basically just automatically quits for you when you log into Black Ops 6 Zombies for the first time. So it's hard to say, you know, you never know what people's motivations are in these open lobbies. You never know if they're new to the game, if they're experienced, and that's part of why I love playing with randoms so much in games, and that's why I've made so many videos in the past, specifically on like Call of Duty or Call of Duty Zombies, just seeing, alright, you know, what are the randoms doing in this lobby? Because there's just such like a wide range of players, you know, that's part of what makes the random experience so cool. Yeah, they got a little bit of the newbie movement going on, but they seem somewhat skilled enough. They got some of that slow stop turn thing going on, but again, you know, they're opening doors, they're getting kills, so you know, I'm not gonna pick on them. We got our first vermin round. This will be interesting to see if anybody ends up going down. You see, I could open up the door to pack a punch, but I only have like 3,000 points, whereas like Bobby Fire 183 has... Okay, I was about to say, that vermin round just ended. Somebody better grab that max ammo. But, you know, that person has, like, 6,900 points. Nice. But seriously, like, can you just come open the door, please? I'm gonna sit up here with Lab 1942 and try to camp out the groundskeeper so then we can get the tool shed key. Well, if nobody else is gonna open this door, I guess I will be the one to open it. And I'm also gonna go ahead and kick off the Easter egg and interact with the machine. That is my sole goal here. I'm trying to get us through the Easter egg. I could switch my gobblegum packs and grab the jet gun just so we could really push things up to where we're spawning the HVTs and they the final boss battle, which is definitely going to be interesting, but I think we'll wait it out and do things naturally. Realistically, even if I would get a Wonder Bar, who's to say that it wouldn't give me the ray gun instead, you know what I mean? All right, seems like Lab picked up the tool shed key, which... You know, I'm in no position to be opening this door right now. I really got to get saving for Pack Punch so I get my GS45s, because Lord knows these things will come in clutch during the boss fight. Don't get me wrong, the TR2 here, it's a decent weapon and all, but you cannot beat the Mustang and Sally's. Let's be real here. I'm watching Corona's movement here, and... Even though they're rocking a black cell skin, you know, their movement is decent, they can move and shoot, but you can just tell they're not exactly the most confident on the sticks. And again, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody starts somewhere, and so far everybody's staying alive, and who knows, maybe they've actually been playing for a while and they just prefer to play a bit slower. If I'm gonna be honest, you know, this could lead into like a whole other unhinged tangent that I'm not gonna go on right now, but I do miss when Call of Duty was a bit slower. The need to be constantly moving and sliding and looking all over the place and just being very fluent with everything. I do kind of miss the days of like Black Ops 2 or even Black Ops 3. You know, Black Ops 3 had some advanced movement in it. Well, you know, in the multiplayer, you know, it was all advanced movement. But I mean, like, you know, the bunny hopping in Zombies, for example, where you like jump and slide and you can keep the movement going like that. And things got a little more advanced in that way. But for the most part, it was still pretty classic in the movement. You know, just kind of run around, look around. Things were just a bit slower, a bit easier on the brain runs. Nowadays, it just feels like you're constantly puffing on that good stuff and you're just booming and zooming all around the map at all times, you know what I mean? Again, Call of Duty's always been a fast-paced game. There's no denying that. It's always been very fast-paced, but it's just getting to the point where it's just getting faster and faster and faster. And even the default settings nowadays when it comes to the sensitivities in the FOVs is just getting higher and higher. Again, it's not a complaint. I'm happy with Black Ops 6's pace. You know, it's not at the point where it's like necessarily too fast, but I don't know if I necessarily want to get any faster. I really respect this lab person. I really like them so far. They seem to know what they're doing, even though I was knocking on them a bit for rocking the default skin. There's nothing wrong with rocking the default skin. It's a cool skin. It's for one of the zombie crew operators, which, hey, not even I'm rocking a zombie crew operator skin right now. I'm literally rocking the Terminator skin, which for Liberty Falls, that doesn't actually matter. You can rock literally any you can rock any operator that you want for any map, really. It's just that if you want to get the most out of the story, you really should use one of these zombie crew operators when playing Terminus, Citadel Demore, or the Tomb. But in the case of Liberty Falls, this map wasn't designed in mind with the main crew, so you're not going to get any special story beats or dialogue or anything like that for using those crew members on this map. So you can really just use whatever skin you want here. There we go. That is the water valve step complete, which means we are one step closer to getting the jet gun. I'm not going to hog the jet gun. I'm going to let Lab pick it up because I feel like of all people, Lab has been putting in all the work. They were there camping out the graveyard, waiting for the groundskeeper to spawn. They just did the water valve step, so I think Lab deserves it. But I am going to be pinging the jet gun parts like crazy so that hopefully Lab knows to go there with the jet gun and suck up the parts. I haven't read the objectives before in directed mode. Obviously, I did utilize directed mode ever so slightly during the Nebula grind just for the GS45 and LR 7.62 because trying to do those weapons legitimately would have been an absolute pain. I'm sorry, I tried, but it just wasn't happening considering what happens when you pack a bunch of those weapons. So with this being directed mode, I'm just curious to see how helpful the objective hints or directions are. Because I do also remember hearing when Citadel Demore's directed mode first launched that it wasn't exactly the most helpful when it came to solving some of the puzzles, like for example the Void Sword puzzle, which I would say is one of the more classic puzzles here in Black Ops 6. Like that Void Sword puzzle feels like something straight out of Black Ops 3. And I won't lie, even for somebody that is quite experienced with zombies, even I needed a YouTube guide to figure out, okay, how am I supposed to do this? And even then, nowadays, like, I remember the codes off the top of my head as to which bone correlates to which symbol, but I always mess up the triangles, so even that's still kind of trial and error for me. We're just sort of capped out at round 11 right now. I have no idea if the Mangler has spawned in yet. They aren't up here with me, and they don't seem to be with any of the other players, so I have no idea where the Mangler is. It's round 11. Forget what I said, I have found the Mangler, so we just need to shoot off its arm cannon. There we go. Gonna go ahead and grab that so then we can go open up the shop. Kaboom! We got the electrical wires, which means we are ready to build the jet gun. But again, I do not want to steal this. I'll build it, but of all people, I do want Lab to get it if they are interested in getting it. If not, it's okay. I'll save it for somebody else. I'll ping it just so they know that it's been built, and we'll see what happens. If nobody takes it by the end of the round, then I guess I'll grab it to keep the Easter egg moving. That's wild, bro. They deactivated the vending machine Easter egg in directed mode. There's the boy Lab. All right, hopefully maybe they're going, yeah, it seems like they're going to get the jet gun. Awesome. Be honest with me, y'all. Have y'all ever actually willingly let somebody else pick up the wonder weapon in zombies? Don't lie, it's okay if you're one of those folks that was always stealing the ice staff or the fire staff or whatever other wonder weapon from your friends back in the day. There we go, I finally got PhD flopper, which means I'm not at a risk of blowing myself to smithereens with these Mustang and Sallies. I call them Mustang and Sallies, but they're actually Sally and Forth, and I was always curious as to what Sally and Forth meant, but then after reading the blog post that Treyarch put out at before Season 2 released, they explained what some of the Pack-a-Punch names mean, and Sally and Forth is just supposed to mean like Sally and Forth, like Sally and onwards. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of hard to explain. They explain it better than I can. The LTG has been built, which means we are ready to grab the canister and get things rolling here. We are doing pretty good, you know? This isn't like normal Liberty Falls where you need to get pack 3 and like a legendary weapon before you try to do the boss fight. The rounds cap out at 15, so we could probably go in there with epic rarity double-packed weapons. I just dropped down the LTG, but I'm still holding onto the canister. I probably should have went and placed the canister before doing this, but it's okay. Lab is here with me, and Lab honestly seems to be the only other person in here that's trying to get this Easter egg done, so I'm gonna stick with the lad. I really like this lab person. I just realized that lab is literally using an LMG. Oh goodness. LMGs are either a sign of extreme noobiness or extreme bloodlust. At least that would have been the case in previous zombie experiences. Here in Black Ops 6 though, I mean, I don't know, the LMGs, especially with ones like the GPMG or the Fang 82, they're just good weapons, period. So, I mean, there's really no shame in using them. I mean, not that there's ever been any shame in using an LMG, obviously, but you know what I mean. Okay, he has the Mangler, or she. I mean, I don't know what it is. Lab, he, she, Baztura. If you can come with me, please. We can knock off this thing's arm cannon. That would be awesome. It is actually kind of getting on my nerves. I think the Elite has way more health than usual since there's 4 of us in this lobby, because I'm pretty sure that the Special and Elite enemies' health scales with how many you know, like players you have. I don't know where the other person on our squad is. Everybody okay? Everybody's here finally. There was like nobody else for a while there, but it seems like they're actually trying to help us get the quest done now. I just noticed that the one teammate we have is rocking the Little Caesar skin. Dude, I'm so jealous. I tried so hard to get that skin, but I'm very allergic to dairy, so it's not like I could eat Little Caesars. I was literally just looking for codes online, but I couldn't find any that were reasonably priced. No! Lab is down! I got you. I don't care what happens. I'm not... that's one of those situations. I don't care if I would have went down in the process. I would stop at nothing to get my boy Lab back up. Okay, Baztura is almost dead, which means that it is indeed time to turn on the Dark Ether Field Trap. Run Baztura back through here. And now, hopefully, we can kill it before the trap runs out, because this boy has a lot of health. Alright. Grab the canister and take it back to the doohickey. The canister has been placed, and now I am trying to grab the shops counter. Can I please take the shops counter? Maybe? Maybe not? I guess I'm just not allowed to do this next. Wait, okay, now it's gonna let me take it. Good grief. We got our first doohickey over here, which needs to be flipped to yellow. Got the second one over here, which needs to be flipped to red. And finally, we have one more, which we have to wait for this thing to explode to access. And this one needs to be flipped to yellow. I forgot to grab the LTG after doing that last step, so now I gotta run back and grab it. I always do that. Alrighty, time to do this again. I guess I'm the only person doing this step. I even tried pinging it and nobody's coming yet. Oh well, I've always been the Lone Ranger type. The boy, the girl, whatever you are, Lab, 1942, as always, coming in clutch. I missed you, man. We got our next HVT spawning in, which is going to be an abomination, which... yeah, the name is appropriate. It seems like somebody doesn't understand how the abomination works. Corona is just shooting at it non-stop. You gotta wait for it to open its mouth and consent. See, when its mouth is open, I'm just gonna cut myself off there. No. Even for a guy like me, there's some jokes that I start that I just have to cut myself off like midway through. It's not worth it. All right, we've softened it up. It is time to grab the second canister and get it into position. There we go. HVT is dead. Got the canister. Canister is secured, which means we're officially ready for the boss fight, but I don't think any of us are actually ready for that boss fight yet, so I'm thinking we should flip around just a few times before actually trying to attempt that. I'm trying to think, do I invest in getting my weapon up to epic rarity, or do I go for a mutant injection? You know what, is that even a question? I think I'm gonna get the mutant injection just for that last stretch of the boss fight. Yes, the mutant injection is mine. After much grinding, and by grinding I mean literally just sitting here for the past however many times that the round is flipped, I finally have enough for Pack-a-Punch level 2. That took a lot longer than you probably think. All right, everybody's points just went from being in the tens of thousands all the way down to basically nothing. So I'm gonna assume that everybody is either ready or close to ready. So we got 1 vote for the final encounter. And nobody else is voting for. Okay. 1 player needed. Okay, so can that last person please just vote on it? Everybody's ready except for whoever isn't voting. Declined? Come on, man. Everybody else is ready. They really need to change that. So instead of all 4 players needing to ready up, maybe it's just like, I don't know, 3 of you. Even Lab's trying to get it started. See, this is why I love Lab, man. Lab is freaking awesome. Even she went over and tried to initiate the vote, and once again, 1 player needed. So it's just 1 person in here holding us up from being able to do this Easter egg fight. Oh my gosh, they declined it once again. Come on, dude. Let's just do this boss fight already. There's always that 1 person that's just gotta ruin it for everybody else, man. I bet anything is probably Bobby Fire because Lab and Corona are both in here with me. It's been almost 10 minutes since the last cut and still nobody has, I don't get it, man. Who's that last person that won't vote? It's actually driving me insane. I'm literally about to just go into game chat and just tell them to hit the up arrow on their pad, man. Hey, if y'all can hear me, can you please just hit the up arrow on your pads, man? Please. I just want to do this boss fight. I got things to do today. Please. That's all I ask. Oh my gosh, that's all it took. We're actually doing the boss fight. Oh, thank goodness. All right, folks, after literally, I kid you not, it's been like 20, 30 minutes of me just sitting here trying to get this thing going. We're finally doing the boss. Let's see how this goes. All right, we got the Manglers coming in. And don't worry, I turned my voice chat back off so they can't hear me or anything. We're all good now. The Manglers are literally just no match for the Mustang and Sally's. Like, it's not even a contest. You see the Manglers? Oh yeah, they're already gone. So far, so good. I mean, I really don't know what else to say. I mean, I knew we were ready for this boss the whole time. That's why I kept trying to activate the thing for the last 30 minutes. I mean, I know a lot of it ended up getting cut out, but I kid you not, me and Lab were sitting here spamming that button like, I want to say we hit it at least like 50 times, if not more, in the last 30 minutes. It's been insane. Here's the first HVT, which barely seems like it, because, yeah, it got annihilated. There's a mutant injection there. I'm going to tag that just in case anybody else needs it. No! Lab! I'm coming for you. No, Lab! Get up! We got our second HVT here, which, again, is barely even an HVT when you got the Mustang and Sally's, you know what I mean? Hey, look at Bobby Fire in the corner with the mutant injection. What's up, bro? Now, since we just took care of the 2 Mangler HVTs, that means that we should be on to the Abomination, which, since we're in 4-player co-op, there should actually be 2 Abominations, because I didn't realize this for a while, but it does actually scale with how many players are in the lobby, so if you're just doing, like, it solo, for example, there's only gonna be the Mangler HVT and then the Abomination HVT, whereas if you're in 4-player, possibly even 3-player, I don't know about 3-player, but I know for a fact 4-player, there's 2 of the Mangler HVTs and then 2 of the Abomination HVTs. I take back what I said. Apparently, there's actually 3 of the Mangler HVT. It's been a while since I've done this 4-player co-op. I only did it 4-player like once with randoms. Oh my goodness, how many Mangler HVTs are there? Hold on, there's actually like 3 in here all at once along with the Abomination. Did they change this boss fight? I mean, again, they're all no big deal when you got the Mustang and Sally's. Let's keep it a buck here. But I had no idea that I guess they changed it to spawn in so many of these. Oh my gosh, there's another Abomination in the back. Do I even use the, I mean, we'll use the mutant injection because I already, like, paid the salvage to get it, I guess. But we already took care of all the elite enemies. So this is more or less just for flair to be like, hey, you know what? I got this thing. Time to take out this HVT. My Mustang and Sally's were doing more damage than a mutant injection. That's wild. All right, that should be the end of the Easter egg, right? Yep, there it is. My dying wish just popped off. Everybody else is down, which means none of them have dying wish. And there it is. We completed the Liberty Falls Easter egg with randoms. Granted, that should have been done almost 30 minutes ago when me and Lab were trying to get that done for the first time. Why did it just kick us out mid-cutscene? Hopefully, if that was their first time doing it, they didn't get kicked out so that they could still sit there and watch the cutscene. Hopefully, like I've seen the cutscene many times. So if me getting kicked out, it's whatever. But for them, if that was their first time, I really hope they were able to sit there and watch that. But anyways, there it is. We did the Liberty Falls Easter egg with randoms, and if you guys want to see me do that again, but oh man, I'm sorry, I'm really tired. But if you want to see me do that again, but in standard mode this time, then I'd be more than happy to do so. But at the very least, that was the Black Ops 6, well, what do we call that? The Black Ops 6 directed mode with random zombies experience. That's a whole collection of words, that's for sure. Also, let me just say that my OCD is going absolutely hog wild right now, and I cannot stop looking at the setting to make sure that my voice chat is off. Like, it says that it's off, but my OCD is saying, no, you need to keep checking it just to make sure it's off, because I get so paranoid that people can hear me. But anyways, always massive shout out, thank you to all the Patrons patrons and channel members taking only the low ball tier, and new big shout out to the mid ball tier, Malasking, and Big Dad Manny, and the biggest shout out to the G tier, Ron Bench, on the Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much, guys. You're literal legends. I love you. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.